Hello, this is Steph. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my new video. Today we're going to see how to create animated GIF images. So GIF is a format that by per se is an image, but it can support animations as well. So a video is essentially a sequence of images, but it is treated in a kind of different way. The GIF is an image that contains an animation. So let's see now how can we share beautiful GIF images. Windows ready behind me, Windows 10, and now it's time to get started. So here we are with the FFmpeg latest version, as we find in the FFmpeg website compiled for Windows. The version is the 5.1.2, the same one that we use in the other videos also. Here we have 5.1.2. And here, how shall we create a GIF out of a video? Here we have a video out of so we'll put in the description where the video comes from. I've resized the video using the resizing techniques that we already see in this video. So if you would like, I'll put the video as a card here. And let's go directly at first playing the video. The video is this, and to see the video playing, there's a scene with the water. There's a very mild transition from darks and white, from darks and brights, so it can be ideal for the usage of the GIF because of the problem that we're going to see in a moment. So to create a GIF or GIF, to create a GIF, we're going to simply take the command, the input file, and put the output file as GIF. So we have C video .gif, and here we have the file ready to be played. As you can see, maybe here now it's small. I will replay the video in another loop, scaled up. You will see that there is a slight like a pointing spring around, like this is the effect of dithering. That by default is put like this. Let me play the video again, the GIF again in full size all over the screen. Here you can see this ugly effect. It is really horrible, and we're trying to get rid of this very bad thing. So how can we do that? We're going to see it by using the palette. Okay, we keep this as reference, but now what we would like to do is to use a couple of filters that are the palette generation and the use palette. The palette generation is that filter that tries to generate the palette of colors that are present in the video. So the GIF by specs has by default 256 colors. Since we didn't set any palette for this video that is customized for this video, the GIF encoder uses a generic palette that can work most of the times, but it doesn't work specifically well for the video that we are dealing with. So what we would like to do is to create a personalized palette for this video. So how can we generate the palette? We are going to invoke FFmpeg -I, the name of the video, and we use a video filter. So -filter :v, or by short VF. I prefer to be more explicit and to be more extended. So we're going to see as a command what we're going to do, -filter V, and the command that we like to use is the palette generation. The palette generation is accomplished by using the palette gen, and here we got to put the name of the output file. In this case, let's say palette.png, and here it creates a very small square with the palette of choice. As you can see, there's a new generated. Let's see, play palette. Yes, we can play images also. And here we have the small palette ready to be used. So here, this is the palette with all the colors. In fact, you see that it mirrors the colors that we would like to use. And the other thing that we need to use to generate our beloved GIF picture, GIF animation, is to use FFmpeg again with the two inputs. In this case, cvideo.mp4, then another -i palette.png, and what we would like to use is another filter, but in this case it is a filter complex. I remember you that the filter complex, differently from a normal filter, accepts multiple inputs, and it can get a single output or multiple outputs. In this case, we want a filter complex, and the filter complex we would like to set is the first video, then the second video. Remember that the first index is always 0, so it's 0 based. So the first, this means the first video and the second video, so the first visual input, the second visual input, and then we're going to use the paletteuse filter. As output, what we would like to set is the output file. In this case, it is with a space c video palette.gif. In this case, the work is slightly longer because operation is so slightly longer. Let's see what's the output. So the cpalette.gif, and this is our result. So if we take a look, it is slightly better, not perfect, but better than before. Okay, cool. Using two commands, one for the generation of the palette and the other for the generation of the GIF file, might be a bit tedious. So using two commands instead of one is always not convenient. You can do the same thing with a single command using a filter complex. So the filter complex that we are going to use in this case, we're going to invoke FFmpeg and put the C video.mp4 here, just to make sure that we are not going to generate intermediate files, and we're going to generate directly the output. I'm going to delete the two outputs generated earlier in order to see that the result in the end will be the same. So the input is cvideo. Now I'm going to generate the filter complex. The filter complex, in this case, is a series of multiple filters. The first is the split. So a thing that we can put is split, and this we're going to split into the generation of stream A and stream B. So this is going to double. It's going to, yes, as the name suggests, split video A and video B. Then a second command, what we would like to use is the stream A, so the first stream. What we would like to do is to use the palette generation. so the palette gen filter that we used before, in order to generate, let's say, the file P, the output P. Then with the output B and the output P, we want to generate a image. So in this case, we're going to see paletteuse, and that's fine. This is a command. So we take the split, we split the two things that are identical between A and B. Then we take the palette generation with the split part A, then the split with the split part B. We're going to use this and the palette together in order to have the paletteuse. Good. Then it's time to set the video output. So, see video palette dot GIF, and here we see the result. So it's slightly slower than before, because we're going to do two things at once, and in the end we have the same result as before. Looks like that it's going to finish. Here we go, and it's time to play the video. So play the GIF file. This is the GIF file of interest, and as you can see, we have the same result as before. So if we increase the size, you see that there is still this, let's say, dithering, and so this dithering might be annoying. If you want to remove it, you can use the dither filter that we're going to see now. So the thing that we would like to do is to remove this little artifact given by the dithering. So what we would like to do is to use still the filter complex paletteuse. In this case, got to set the -i on the cvideo.mp4, the other -i on the palette. Again, filter complex. In this case, it is a paletteuse, and as parameter, we can put the dither effect. So in this case, the type of dither can be what would you like? In this case, we have the dither can be, let's say, buyer. Then we're going to see later what other settings that we can put. And if we put this, we can put also the buyer scale. So how much you would like to dither using this technique. So buyer scale equals to 3. We have these parameters, and again, see video palette 1.gif. Let's see what we can get. And here we go. We have the palette. Here in this case, let's see if we put FFplay on the new C palette 1.gif. What do we have? In this case, we have less effect compared to the one that we had before. I'm going to play again this video with this without the dithering. So you see that here there was this bit of problem, that there was a bit removed. There are also other techniques that you can use. So here, FFmpeg, if you take the filter reference, that is the palette use. Here, as you can see, the dither that you can use are these 5. So Dyer, Hackbird, Floyd, Sierra, and Sierra 2 for A. Just in case you want the buyer dithering, you can set from 0 to 5. By default, it's 2, and so on and so forth. The other parameters we're not going to use them. It's something that you can look yourself. A thing that we can tell for the generation of the palette, so the only option that we can be interested of is the so-called stats mode. What does the stats mode do? If we invoke FFmpeg on this field, so palette gen is the field that we are interested of, you see here the stats mode that can be full, diff, or single. So the full computes the full frame histograms for each and every frame composing the video, composing the sequence. This is the default behavior, and it doesn't change for the whole presentation, and it makes uneven thing all over. So it tries to create a palette that goes well for the whole video. The diff computes, as the spec says, computes the histogram only for the part that differs from previous frame. So it concentrates on the moving part, not on the static parts. And the single creates the histogram for each frame. So this is more accurate but a little bit slower. The diff concentrates only on the moving parts. This is only for the static parts. So if you like to go on with the palette generation in this presentation, let's try to create the palette in this way. So see video.mp4, and here there is a filter V that is the palette gen. And as we said, the parameter we got to set is the stats mode, and it is equal to let's say single. This case, let's see the palette.png. What does it create? In this case, I think we want a video. So let's see. It makes a whole video with the palette for each and every frame in the sequence. And now we can create with this palette the final GIF file. So we invoke FFmpeg -i cvideo.mp4 -i cvideo. No, sorry, the palette .mkv, and then we are taking the filter complex that this case it is the paletteuse. So we want the 0 video and then the first the one video, so the first and the second inputs that we put, and then paletteuse to create the output file. So cvideo palette, let's say cvideo palette 2. Now the thing is a bit slower than before, but it should create something better. Okay, little by little the video is going to be generated. The sequence is going to be generated. And here we go. Let's play the sequence. Here in this case it is palette 2, and this is what we have. So it is slightly so it's concentrating on the moving part. The visual effect is not the one that we wanted. Maybe we expected something better than before, because maybe this is not the ideal input that we can take with this image. So I would suggest to use the palette generation with the default one, unless you have very different things from one thing and the other. Use the palette.png as the previous technique, and then you can go on generating your beautiful GIF files. Okay, here we have the comment that we've seen so far. What we would like to do is to set the last thing. The last thing is the number of loops you would like to play this animation. We put the name as a cvideo loop.gif, and the parameter to set is here loop. Here loop accepts a number from -1, it means play it once. 0 means play it infinitely, so it's going to cycle forever. And 1 and 2 and 3 and so on, it is the number of repetitions you would like to repeat. So let's say we want to loop twice, and we run the command. I will say that I'm going to use the default viewer in Windows, because FFplay lets you play only once. There is no possibility to repeat the sequence. So this is the sequence of interest. We said that we played twice. So this is the first play. And this is the second play. And it stops. So we said that we wanted to be played twice, and it plays twice. By default, it plays in an infinite loop. Okay, so today we saw how to work with a decent GIF file. So how to generate it in different ways, and how to make them beautiful as you can. So for the moment, thank you so much if you reach up to this point. Remember to like, share and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be updated about the new video I'm going to release. Follow me on my social media, TikTok and Instagram. I promise to be more active in the next period. And for the moment, thank you very much again, and see you next time for other content related to multimedia and much more. Ciao, ciao.